Good, happy Tuesday morning, December 17, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's begin. But first, we begin with the weather. Winter weather advisory in effect for all of southern New Hampshire. Let's go to meteorologist Eric Wiglar with that weather video.
We're back celebrating the holidays.
And our new Volvo showrooms in Nashua, Concord, and Meredith.
Right now at Lovering Volvo, your first payment is on us, in addition to saving up to $14,000 off select 2019 models.
Call or visit us today.
Thanks for clicking on WMUR.com. I'm meteorologist Eric Wegler. It's had a lot of sunshine today, mixed with clouds, sure, but a fairly nice afternoon, and now things are starting to change just to our south. This is our next warm front lurking on parts of Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. You see the precip along that. That is going to be racing north as we go through tonight. So by tomorrow, expect snow and perhaps a brief mix to sleet across far southern New Hampshire during the afternoon. We get rid of that, and then we bring in snow squalls, some of which could be very dangerous as we go through Wednesday afternoon. We'll touch on that in just a moment here. The winter weather advisory in purple from Concord Point south to the Mass border, that goes in effect until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So we'll time things out with Futurecast. We'll stop the clock first thing tomorrow morning, right before sunrise. I think we'll find a few areas of very light snow or flurries, mainly from Laconia and Concord Point south to the Mass border. And then as we get towards sunrise, I think we'll find some light snow falling again from the same spots. We notice the blues are starting to fill in here. So we will see light snow and at times moderate to maybe perhaps heavy snow as we go towards, say, 11 o'clock in the morning. But by midday, most of us still holding on to light snow. Here comes the mix to our south. I think the best chance to see sleet will be from Rochester, south and west through Manchester and Jaffrey. Notice it's still snowing for the evening commute, but it's arguably as light, if not as lighter, than what we saw to start things off in the morning. So this long-duration system will actually keep the impacts quite low, given that the snow is falling for so long and takes a while to accumulate. So we go into Wednesday, things start off with a lot of sunshine, and then the Arctic front plows in from the west. So you see the deep shades of blues north. Those are the dangerous squalls we're expecting right ahead of this front as we go through Wednesday night. So when we add up the snow through Tuesday, we're thinking 4 to as much as 6 inches of snow. That starts, again, very early tomorrow morning all the way through tomorrow night across southern New Hampshire. The less, the further north you head. So this is not an impactful system by any means. And when the shades of reds and yellows appear on the map, we're talking about impactful conditions with the snow squalls as we go through the day on Wednesday. So lows tonight in the teens and 20s, and for tomorrow, we're back up close to freezing. Again, the spots that come above 32, that's where the sleets will occur, mainly along the seacoast and far southern New Hampshire. 7-day forecast, again, the snow squalls race through on Wednesday, and then as we go into Thursday, that's when the alert icon appears, and that's for the dangerous cold that we're expecting behind this Arctic front. Temperatures only top out in the upper teens. The wind chills, though, range from 8 to 20 below in the afternoon. Dangerous cold, to say the least, before a very nice end to the weekend. Temperatures back up close to 32 with a mix of sun and clouds expected.
Okay, and there you go on that weather video from meteorologist Eric Weglar. And now let's get to your news. First up, both directions closed on Route 101 in Epping from exit 5 to exit 7. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
We're back celebrating the holidays.
And our new Volvo showrooms in Nashua, Concord, and Meredith.
Right now at Lovering Volvo, your first payment is on us, in addition to saving up to $14,000 off select 2019 models.
Call or visit us today.
Well, Tom and Monica, we are in Epping at exit 7 of Route 101. This right here is just one end of the major traffic detour. Route 101 is closed between exits 6 and 7 following that crash with a tanker truck just a couple of hours ago. State police tell us the tanker was driving in the slow lane on 101 West when a car in the fast lane swerved into it, striking the tanker in the side, sending it rolling off Route 101 in Epping. It's about a mile from where we are coming to you live. State police say the driver of the car, a woman, was hurt but not seriously. The tanker truck driver suffered serious but not life-threatening injuries. And now that tanker carrying approximately 11,000 gallons of gasoline is leaking. Here's what state police had to say just a few minutes ago.
It's a significant leak. It is down the embankment, so the fuel is leaking into the wood line, into the grass, dirt, into the marsh. There is no fuel up on the roadway at this time.
What will you do to contain the leak and clean up this situation?
So fire departments are actively working on containing the leak. Clean Harbors is en route to clean up the leak. We also have a second tanker truck coming to pump out the residual fuel.
And state police say that there are no homes nearby that require any evacuation at this hour due to that gas leak. But traffic will be detoured for several hours on Route 101 until they can get the whole situation cleaned up. We asked state police, are you racing against the snow? And they said, absolutely, but they have to do what is safe and what is best. For now, reporting live in Epping, Jean Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. For presidential candidates to speak at Mental Health Town Hall in Manchester. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
Chapel Tractor has been in our family since 1955, when great-grandfather Pearlie and our grandfather George decided to...
Organizers expect hundreds of people to turn out at tonight's town hall event here at St. Anselm College. Tonight's event will focus on the issues and solutions surrounding mental health. The crowd will hear from mental health experts, policymakers, and 4 presidential candidates. Democrat Deval Patrick, Republicans Joe Walsh and Bill Weld will speak, and Democrat Tulsi Gabbard will Skype in. The conversations will cover topics like overdoses and suicides and stress that candidates need to make mental health a key part of their campaigns.
If this were cardiovascular disease, heart disease, everybody would be protesting. But because this is suicide and overdose, the silence is deafening. We need to change that silence. We need to speak out. And that's what tonight is meant to do.
And tonight's event is scheduled to start at 6:30. Reporting live in Manchester, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Pete Freight's parents say tribute to son are helping them heal. Let's take a listen to that video from WCVB Boston, John Atwater.
Chapel Tractor has been in our family since 1955, when great-grandfather Pearlie and our grandfather George decided to sell tractors out of their barn, with a work ethic geared towards customer satisfaction and loyalty. A lot has changed since then, but we still have a commitment to treating our...
Stated our son is gone.
It has been a painful few days for Pete Frady's parents, losing a son whose contribution to ALS research is unmeasurable.
Sure, ALS did define him because he had it for 25% of his life, but more importantly, Pete defined ALS.
Pete's Ice Bucket Challenge helped raise more than $220 million for research, and tonight hundreds are gathering at his high school alma mater to remember his life.
We may express our gratitude for the
His parents say gatherings like this are helping them heal.
In the last week, I don't remember him with the nurses, with the suction and the ventilator and everything. I remember him with his hockey bag or whatever, Ma, you know, and I hadn't heard that in a long time.
No parent should ever have to go through what we witnessed this last week. But then again, we know he's comfortable. He is at peace. And we are so gifted in that we can recapture his spirit, his essence, the way he was. And now we get to celebrate his life.
And celebrating his life means celebrating all the new research. Because of the Ice Bucket Challenge and all of that money that came in, people living with ALS now have so much more hope. In Danvers, Massachusetts, John Atwater, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man pleads guilty in 2018 killing in Manchester. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa.
We're back celebrating the holidays.
And our new Volvo showrooms in Nashua, Concord, and Meredith.
Right now at Lovering Volvo, your first payment is on us, in addition to saving up to $14,000 off select 2019 models.
Call or visit us today.
To the charge of reckless second-degree murder, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And to the charge of falsifying physical evidence, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Paul Dimmick has now pleaded guilty to shooting and killing 32-year-old Justin Lee in September of 2018. Prosecutors say the morning of the shooting, Dimmick could be heard on a recorded phone call saying he thought Lee had stolen items from him.
The defendant's girlfriend, Barbie Raymond, who was an inmate at Valley Street Jail, called the defendant. The phone call was recorded, and the jury would hear the following exchange. Defendant, hey, I'm going to end up in jail for the rest of my life, just so you know.
Hours later, Dimmick shot Lee on Hanover Street, and several people saw it.
The defendant ran up to Lee, who was sitting, put a gun to the side of his head, and said, "Yo, you want to rob me? You want to rob me?" The defendant then lowered the gun under Lee's armpit and shot him.
Lee was found with a gunshot wound to the chest, but Dimmick had run from the scene. The neighborhood was sent into lockdown. After a $5,000 reward was offered, tips from the public came in, and Dimmick was arrested on East High Street in Manchester 5 days later.
He admitted that he had a handgun in his pocket when he confronted the victim. He admitted that at some point the defendant removed the firearm from his pocket, and that after the shooting he admitted he heard the victim tell him to call 911, and that he fled and did not call 911.
Dimmick will be sentenced for this crime next month. We're live in Manchester tonight. Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Plastow woman fighting stage 4 cancer surprised with fire department decorating her home. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Jessica Moran.
We're back celebrating the holidays.
And our new Volvo showrooms in Nashua, Concord, and Meredith.
Right now at Lovering Volvo, your first payment is on us, in addition to saving up to $14,000 off select 2019 models.
Call or visit us today.
This picture is of much more than a house simply lit up for Christmas.
When my mom came out to see it, the smile that went across her face was something that I will always forever hold in my memories because it was a smile I've never seen from her before.
Danielle DeCastro's gratitude stems from a mixture of her family's long battle and the kindness others can show in tough times.
When she told me the reason why, there was no reason we weren't going to do it.
The Plastow Fire Department came to the aid of Danielle's family in a unique way. helping them show their Christmas spirit. Danielle's mother, Ruth Santosuaso, has stage 4 breast cancer. Danielle says her mother loves Christmas and the decorations that come along with the season. But now, fighting for her life, decorating was impossible, so her daughter asked for a little help.
I'm just curious, would you guys be able to do something for my mom to be able to, just decorate a little bit for Christmas? And without hesitation, they asked me what the address was and that they would do it.
This weekend, the Plastow Fire Department donated their time and some lights to make sure the Christmas spirit shined on Ruth's home.
Anything we can do, especially during the season, it's a good thing to do. She asked us to decorate the house, and there was no way we weren't going to. So we just kind of got everyone together, tried to get as many lights as we could possibly, and we decorated what we could.
The fire department didn't ask for the publicity, but Danielle wanted everyone to see their generosity.
I couldn't thank them enough for what they did. She still talks about it. She tells everybody that comes here that they did it for her. So she's very, very happy, and that's all we want is her to be happy.
In Plastow, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. U.S. futures point to a slightly higher open. U.S. stock index were slightly higher Tuesday morning after replicating their fourth straight day of gains in the previous session. Michael Bloomberg, accused of fostering sexist corporate culture. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
We're going to turn now to the race for 2020 and allegations tonight of sexism against Michael Bloomberg. The billionaire is accused of making crude and insensitive remarks toward women at his company. There have been a number of lawsuits, and now a collection of Bloomberg's alleged comments from the 1990s is sparking new controversy. Here's ABC's Chief Global Affairs Correspondent Tom Yamas tonight.
Tonight, new questions about Michael Bloomberg and the company he founded that made him a billionaire. ABC News has learned that Bloomberg's company is currently facing 3 lawsuits for sexual harassment and gender inequality. The lawyer who brought those cases says Michael Bloomberg fostered a sexist corporate culture. He's faced similar accusations before. In the 1990s, one of his regional sales managers, Sakiko Sakai, claimed in a legal complaint she told Bloomberg she was pregnant.
She thought he would be pleased that she was pregnant. She said that to him, and he said to her, "Kill it."
Sakai resigned shortly after her child was born and filed a lawsuit alleging that she understood the statement of Michael Bloomberg to mean that I should have an abortion to keep my job. Bloomberg has strongly denied making the comment, but Sakai told the New York State Division of Human Rights he made several sexist statements to her as well. Eventually, she settled her case and signed a confidentiality agreement, but her first lawyer, Bonnie Josephs, tells us at the time she interviewed a dozen Bloomberg employees who described a sexist atmosphere full of raunchy language and behavior.
At the Christmas parties or other kinds of parties, the male employees sometimes put plastic breasts on them, which squirted water from the nipples of the plastic breasts.
The allegations echo what's found inside this booklet from 1990, The Portable Bloomberg, The Wit and Wisdom of Michael Bloomberg, a collection of quotes assembled by one of his top staffers as a birthday gift. Among those quotes, if women wanted to be appreciated for their brains, they'd go to the library instead of to Bloomingdale's. Bloomberg says he doesn't remember making those comments. ABC News pressing him on the campaign trail.
Do you think you've made any mistakes in the way that you treated female employees at your company?
I don't. Not everybody's happy, but we have an enviable record of treating people the same in terms of compensation and promotions and authority.
But David, a Bloomberg campaign spokesperson acknowledging, quote, Mike has come to see that some of what he has said is disrespectful and wrong. And tonight, one of Bloomberg's rivals, Elizabeth Warren, is reacting to all of this, saying any woman who has an NDA with Michael Bloomberg or his company should be released from that NDA so they can speak freely if they want to. Also saying that Michael Bloomberg should have to answer for those past comments. David?
Tom Yamas reporting on the 2020 campaign. Tom, thanks.
Hi.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that did it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your morning and a great rest of your day. And I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.